Hi everyone, I'm Shauna and welcome to my channel. Today's video is the second update in my year-long project pan, and we got some really great progress. I don't like to dilly-dally in these intros, so let's get on to the update. I think y'all just need to prepare yourself. I'm very excited. As usual, all the products will be linked in the description, and there will be pictures on the screen to show progress. Product number one is the First Aid Beauty Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. We are so close with this guy. This was the last month's notch up here, and now we are here. There's a chance we might even be a little bit less than that, but I find that once you kind of get right into that the bottom part of the bottle, it's a little bit difficult to tell. I'm super close on this, and I think it's just going to be another couple of days, 2 weeks at most, before I finish this. And then I am so excited because I'm going to be able to roll in a new primer. I've been working on this for about a full year, guys. So I'm so stoked that this is its time is coming. Next up are the foundations. I have two that are currently in the project. The first is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Last month I was up here and now I am down here. The differences between the two updates is a little strange in my opinion, because the update so this was the starting, this one up here, and then that was number one. And I used the product roughly the same amount of times. So the first update I used it 8 times. And this time around, I also used it 8 times, well, 9 times actually. So the dip is just bigger, and I don't really feel like I used more product. So I'm not really sure what this situation is, if I was using more of this when I was mixing, or maybe I was mixing more last month and using it more often on its own this month. But that jump is quite huge, and I'm really excited about it. This is going to be gone in no time, and I was really sad about it when I first brought it into the project, because I really love this foundation, and I was like, what am I going to use next? Like, this is my favorite foundation, it's going to be gone. And I've realized some new loves over the last month, so and some things I'm really excited to pan after this, so it's not like a sad story. The second foundation product is the e.l.f. It's the BB cream. I am about down here now. I think there's a chance it could be a little bit more, but again, we're kind of encountering air. Well, we're encountering air again, and I can't get the air out. I have been really trying to use some of the techniques that some of you mentioned, and I just can't, I can't get it out. So that's as far as I've been able to tell for how much I've been using it this month. And I did use it a little bit more than last month. So last month I used it about 2 times, and I used it 5 times this month. Today, I actually mixed it in with my MAC foundation, and I've only ever used this alone. I've never actually mixed it in with another product, and I don't think I would do it again, because this is, in my opinion, in all of the products that I own in my collection, this is the one I would probably like the least in terms of foundation. When I used this product with one that I really liked, it just made a really excellent product not as good. One of the ways I could maybe mix it would be like 90% this, and just a different ratio, because I was, I guess in my mind, framing it as adding it into the MAC product in order to maybe like change a shade or something like that, or just even see how they mix. Whereas next time I need to just add a little bit of MAC to make this one maybe a little bit better. If I mix it again, that would be a way to do it, and also a way to kind of get through this a little bit more quickly, because this is a product that I never love when I wear it on my skin, but I really like the idea of it, and I really like a lighter coverage for very specific occasions. But this version, I guess I'm trying to say that I'm trying to find other ways to use this product, and maybe find other ways of using it that I like. Next up is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I finished it. It kind of took me by surprise. The tube is really empty, and I'm really excited about it. Up until I put this in this year's project, I had been using this item really organically in my collection, and I basically panned it without ever trying to pan it. And when you do that with a product, that really, I think, demonstrates your love for the product if you can just use it up without even really trying or feel like you're putting in an effort. So this is the first empty of the project. When I was thinking about what's next, like what should I replace this with, because I did finish it quite early, I used it about 5 or 6 times before I completely finished it. So I have had quite a few days, weeks really, to think about what's next. And I decided to put in the MAC concealer. This is a product that I really, really like. And if you saw my ranking MAC video, which will be linked in the cards, I mentioned that this was a product that kind of caught me by surprise. And not a product that people are really talking about anymore in terms of MAC. I really like this product, and also in terms of concealer, it's actually quite trackable in a way that most concealers aren't. I do genuinely enjoy this product, and I really want to make an effort to include more products across all of my projects that I really like, and this is a really, I think, smart addition. Next up is the Colourpop Bronzer. This thing just crumbled. Oh my god, I just used it today. I don't know if you can see. If not, like, I'm going to be taking a picture. I was getting so close, and the product just like crumbled on me just an hour ago when I was applying my makeup, but I thought I would finish it. I really did. This has just gone much slower than I anticipated. I hit pan on the product much quicker than I thought, but then like using it up to completion has been kind of a task. So I think I'm gonna repress it. I've been saying I'm gonna repress it for literal months, but now I've encountered the situation where the product has forced my hand, and I think I'm gonna do that. The next product is the Hourglass Veil Powder. The Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This guy is also done. This product really snuck up on me because of the tallies at the back. It looked like it was going much slower than it actually was. I thought it would take much longer, and just a couple weeks ago, I took the stopper out because it was getting really difficult to get any product past the stopper. And that's when I realized that I had such little product in it. And so now I'm not so sure that tallying these kinds of products from the back is the most accurate representation of how much product is in there. Because when I was using it and like really close, the line was still pretty high up. I think I'm gonna change up the way I do pictures. Maybe at the very least, like take the stoppers out of a couple of them. I don't know, I haven't fully made up my mind because the product that I'm introducing, which is a good segue, is the Lawless setting powder. The back of this one is clear, whereas this one is covered by a sticker. And I also have this Marcel powder, which is in another project pan. The update on the 100 uses project pan is coming soon. It's already filmed, just needs to go up after this one. That has a sticker as well. So what I think is happening with a powder like this is that instead of going flat across the back, there's now more of a dip. So the powder isn't going all the way to the back. Like it's kind of like sinking in and creating a dip like this. So you're still seeing that outer rim be full, but then the actual the fullness of the pot is not as full as it was when you first measure, and then it looks like you're not using it as much as you are, which I think is what's happening. So this one's done. Finished 2 products so far. So far. I did say so far. And I'm going to be introducing the Lawless powder. It's currently in my February Shop My Stash. I've been liking it, and I like having a loose setting powder to set my eyes with, and I do use a setting powder to set my face if I'm kind of using a dewier product. And I do love a setting powder, like a press powder, but I find that I go through them so fast if I have to set a dewier product. So how I would apply it would be to apply a pressed powder first, kind of getting that base layer on, you know, putting it all, I don't know why I grabbed the product, getting most of it, and then, or at least kind of setting some of it down, and then going in with a pressed powder on top. I tend to like the coverage and the look of pressed powders more, but this combination allows me to kind of get the look that I like with the setting powder, sorry, the pressed powder, and then kind of using one of these powders to kind of do the more heavy duty setting. Next up is the Colourpop eyeliner. As usual, I'm not going to take it out of the tube because this guy is broken, but I did manage to do my little tally. I set the tally actually a little bit higher than what I had, than what's actually left in there. So in the tally, it's closer to the bottom of the mark than the top. But either way, I made really good progress on this, and I think this will be just a couple months of use, I'm hoping too. And I would really, really love to finish this up. I do think I am going to buy the Marc Jacobs eyeliner that I love in the Sephora VIP sale whenever it happens. I only have 2 things planned to buy, but I want to back up for when I finish this because that one's my favorite. A product that I'm actually just adding in for an additional product is the Quo eyebrow pencil. We have just a little bit left, and this has kind of been the case for this. It's been in this state for quite a few weeks, if not a few months. I do want to get this out of my collection because it doesn't match my hair anymore. I got this when I put a little bit more red in my hair, and my brow products I had were a little too neutral. The color has faded. It's no longer this red and doesn't really match. And I think that this could be something that I bring in for a month, maybe a month and a half, you know, kind of really focus on it. And that's my intention of bringing it in now, is to just focus on it and make sure I'm focusing on it. We are in the last couple of products. First up of the lip products, which is what's left, is the it's the Ofra pencil in silk. We are making some great progress. Slow and steady is the case with this guy. It's just about the same amount of progress as the month before. So it's just regular use. So just a couple of numbers for you. I used the Colourpop Bronzer 11 times, the eyeliner 13 times. I used the Hourglass powder, I think it's 14 times before I finished it. And then I used the lip liner about 5 times, and then the month before I used it 7. So this one is pretty comparable usage-wise to what it was the month before. Yeah, so we're doing well with that. And I like consistency with a product like that. The next product is the lipstick. It's the Bite lipstick, the Multistick in Cashew. I did hold it up to my tally, and now it's at the bottom of the tally rather than at the top. This one, I actually thought I would make more progress on it than I did because I felt like I used it a pretty decent amount of times, but I only ended up using it 6, and the month before I used it 5 times. So I'm not really sure why the dip is so small compared to the last month. Maybe I was just applying it more, or like a thicker layer, and now I'm just doing more of a thin layer. That's kind of my guess. That one is just a little bit disappointing, and I guess ultimately this video is a good reminder to keep this in my sights so I can use it. The last product before our bonus Hourglass product is the Glossier Lipgloss. This guy is finished. There is the smallest little amount at the bottom that I just cannot scrape out. This gloss is too gloopy to take out the stopper, so I will not do that. And I don't know, the bottle is just nasty because particles kind of got into the bottom from, you know, applying it. So I'm calling it, even though there's like technically a little bit more I could scrape out. This had a good run. I finished it in 2 months, and I'm really happy with that. I'm happy to see it gone. And that was my first experimentation with the clear gloss. I've never used one before that one. It's the one and only one in my collection. And now we're moving on to something else. I decided to bring in the Kosas lip oil. This is in Jellyfish and it's a mini. I've used it a handful of times, maybe about 5. And I think because this is like a clear product, I'll be able to see the use fairly well. Because it's a mini, I'm actually thinking I could finish this in a month. And that's gonna be my goal. My goal is gonna be to finish this for next month. And I bought a trio back in the summer, so probably bring in at least another one of those trio products into the project at some point this year. So my goals for next month are going to be to finish up this primer and then the gloss as well as the bronzer. I think those 3 are doable. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with the foundation. I think that's a 2-month kind of product. Now for the Hourglass, the bonus product. We are looking here. I don't know if it's too bright to see, but we have the photo, so hopefully that will give us a clearer picture. All 3 of the top shades are now pretty equivalent, pretty equivalently flat, equally flat. And I feel like when I see this item in person, that the difference between the blushes and the bronzer, like the bottom row and the top row, it just feels a little bit bigger, or the difference is more noticeable. I can tell that top row is more flat. I am getting curious now about what this is going to look like in 6 months, like after 6 months worth of use, because I am seeing some flattening. I did use this 10 times. I used it 8 times a month before. So I think if I can keep that use up, I don't know if I'll hit pan. Like I'm just kind of curious about it. And because I'm seeing some pretty clear a visible difference, it's getting me a little bit excited about the prospect of maybe seeing some pan sometime this year. So that's the video. That's the progress I've made so far this year, or this month. I guess this year too. Let me know if you're panning anything down in the comments below. Other than that, that's it. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.